Hi everybody, welcome to Sophquest. I'm Spence. So you may have noticed I've taken a bit more breaks in between the last few weeks for the holiday season. I needed to do that for my own health and well-being. And I hope you've been taking a little bit of time, a little extra time for yourselves as well. But I want to let you know I'll be back to doing your weekly readings very soon after the holiday season. So thank you so much for coming by. I hope you enjoy these readings. And I want to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of you that celebrate anything else. Hi Pisces. Today we're going to use the Enchanted Map Oracle. This is by Colette Baron Reed with the artwork of Jenna Della Gratalia and the Light Seers Tarot, and this is by Chris Ann. Alright, both decks today. I'm going to pull one from the Enchanted Map Oracle, which gives us an overarching idea of what's going on in the macro. And then I'm going to pull 9 cards from the Light Seers and read 3 from under the deck, which gives me an indication of the internal subconscious stuff happening that we're kind of working through in the 9 card spread. Okay, that's my process. I'm going to read horizontally, vertically, and big picture for you today and show you each and every single one of the cards. So thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you're having a very happy holiday season. I do want to say, whoop, too many, 3 flip over. I want to say that this time, when you see this video, is going to be the time of the full moon in Gemini. We are in the last few days of Sagittarius season, and in Sagittarius, well, in the season that we're in, which right now is Sagittarius, the opposite axis on the wheel, on the zodiac wheel, is where we have the full moon. So the full moon is in Gemini, and Gemini is about our intellect, right? It's about learning what we take in, how we process it, how we communicate to others, what we do with it, our voices, our communication, and the relationships that creates, all kinds of things. All right, so this is big awareness. This is enlightenment on a large scale. All year long, we've been going through what I call kind of growing pains, right? With those 3 Saturn-Uranus squares, that is old versus new and trying to find a way to bridge the gap, right? It happened February, where the square was exact, and in June, and then now again on December 24th, so Christmas Eve. So these are big radical changes that are happening in our lives, and we're having to adjust to realizing that we can't go back. It's a new normal, right? We can't go back. It's a new normal. All right, so that's kind of the year we've been in. And now with the Gemini full moon, it is happening during the point where Venus stops in the sky, stations, and then goes direct all the way until the end of January, January 29th, and then it will station to go forward again. And that'll go throughout February where it moves back forward. In the meantime, when Venus is in retrograde, everything that we love and value, enjoy, that brings us pleasure and pleasant experiences, the things that we value having and owning, and our income, money, all the things in our life that bring value to our lives. Well, when we're in retrograde, we are going through a review period. We're looking at everything and we're making prioritizations. We're saying this stays, this doesn't. This is important, top of the list, this can come down here. And, so it's a good time to be careful during those times. Be careful because you want to think more long term. All right, there's the card. Dry desert. Okay, Pisces, going through a little bit of a dry desert. Okay, well, let's see what that's about for you, and hopefully it's turning around pretty soon, right? Okay. Although they say, it is almost Christmas time, so I cannot help but think of the 40 days and 40 nights in the desert, right? Jesus took a pilgrimage into the desert to face his own inner demons and fears and to become spiritually enlightened and awakened, right? So that's kind of the hermit archetype thing right now. So I'm kind of getting hermit vibes from that. You might be spending some time alone. All right, I'm seeing that. All right, let's cut the deck and lay out your cards. Pisces, for the remainder of this December of this year, All right, let's take a look at what we're looking at now during this very, very important time moving us forward. I do also want to say that on the 21st is the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. So that is when we move into Capricorn season. So change in elements. We go from fire to earth. Start to make things happen slow but steady, right? But with a Venus retrograde in Capricorn, it's a review process of what it is that we value and how to take the things forward into long-term future. So it's long-term future planning, right? Being very smart about things. And I think that's really smart because we've been through so many changes in 2021, right? And 2020 before that. All right, Pisces. These cards are gorgeous. All right, bottom of the deck, I have the Page of Cups, Four of Swords, Ace of Swords. Nice. Let me take a look at this if you would. Pisces, just settle in and maybe take 3 deep cleansing breaths because it just feels good, right? Get some oxygen in the brain. Bring down the cortisol. Lowers the stress. Opens the mind. Relaxes the body and opens the mind. Okay. Yeah. See that message? Okay. Wow. I remember I talked about the Hermit in the desert. Here's the Hermit card. Okay. This could harken back to a time in late August and September during Virgo season for some reason. I'm definitely wanting to say that. In the same row on the horizontal, I'm seeing the 9 of Wands and then the 5 and then that 9. So I'm seeing those 9s really, pronounced. I'm seeing a couple 5s here. Okay, let's do this. First and foremost, I want to read for you Dry Desert. All right, number 31, Dry Desert. It says, dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. Wow, I just talked to Aquarius about being adaptable. Resilient and adaptable. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. I am going to read the rest, but before I do, let me just show you the 3 cards on the bottom of the deck. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. It's the time for to be resilient and adaptable. Okay, you're digging deep for the truth. Ace of Swords. 4 of Swords, trying to heal. Dig deep. For inspiration, Page of Cups. And be resilient and adaptable. You see that right there? So when I read that paragraph, I was like, wow, yeah. Because when I first looked at it, it was like, be kind to yourself and true to yourself. Be kind to yourself, telling yourself a truth that may not be easy. And that might be what you're going through. Okay, now I'll read the rest. Is your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? This card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient as you journey through harsher circumstances. You're being required to conserve your energy until, after consistent effort, you reach the oasis that you've been searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They have adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment. In a desert, water, essential for life, can be found deep underground. Go deep within yourself now. Find your truth here. Deep within yourself now and find your truth there. Let Spirit sustain you while you locate the real source. Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions that you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real discovery work of discovering the answers deep within yourself. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks are deceiving. This is the most important place to find what's truly right for you. Now, I know when you watch videos like this and you listen to readers that say, you know, dig deep, go within, you know, trust your intuition. It's true, 100% true, and very profound, but it really, really is hard to do. It's hard to practice, to put into practice, because it's like, what do you find when you get there? Oh, my grocery list, things I got to do. This is a waste of time. I got to get up and, you know, wash the dishes. It's just not something that we're comfortable believing is quite real, right? A lot of people do say, well, what does it sound like or feel like when you're hearing from your own, you know, inner voice, right? It's difficult to talk about. I understand. It's difficult to think about. But your reading is about that. Page of Cups, to me, the first thing I saw when I saw this is that you're feeling disjointed and you need to be nice to yourself. That it's okay to dream, okay? That's what I thought. Be nice to yourself, because there's something about your heart has not been as engaged. That's what I got when I looked at this card. Your heart has not been as engaged as normally. See, the heart has outside of her body while she's in the nest. She's going back to nest in order to heal, to recover from her broken heart. This is about rest, recovery, and healing, and time alone. In order to do what? To go through the spiraling mind and get to that nugget of truth that you need to heal your heart. Page of Cups. That disjointed, lost part of yourself that isn't accessible right now because you got hurt. And this could be for 1,000 reasons, right, Pisces? We've all been through such difficulties. You may have lost people. You may have completely disconnected from friends or even from yourself because you're not in your normal routine. And here's the thing about walking a spiritual path. What 2020 taught all of us, I believe, is that when we are required to stop being busy, hustling and bustling through life, getting up, eating breakfast, driving to work, and traffic, coming home, you know, playing tennis on the weekend, or getting together with friends and having a beer at the, you know, playing pool, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what your normal life used to look like. When that was taken away and you had to sit with your soul, and it started to kind of, hey you, it started to whisper to you, there's something that I really need you to do. Man, that is an uncomfortable moment in life. That is a paradigm shift. Because we realize we're not robots that live according to a clock or a calendar. We're souls having a human experience. That's what I'm seeing here. Your soul's been trying to speak to you and tell you a deep truth about what it is that you need now. For yourself to get back to being you. To get that heart back into your chest again, beating again, and feeling alive again. But not just to run through your life doing your chores and getting together with your pals and roboting through your job and your schedules. It's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. It's the experience of the 40 days and 40 nights. It's Christ consciousness. It's knowing that you're a soul. It's plugging in and understanding that even though you're a human being, oh my gosh, there is this spirit fire within you that is calling you to stop fighting yourself so much. Stop fighting with yourself so much. Stop denying that voice within. Okay? I did the big picture first because this message is kind of that fluid Piscean, big picture, unconditional love, very Piscean kind of message. And there's not a lot of boundaries that in the message that I'm seeing. It's big picture, but let's go through the artwork because I think it matters, okay? This has been a difficult time of sadness and dejection. When you didn't have the energy to lift your head up and say, yo, life is still beautiful and there's love everywhere, and you know, you had trouble picking yourself up and letting something go. It's made you listless. You haven't had a lot of energy, perhaps. Maybe, you know what I'm getting? It's like you're a bit numb, right? It's like, gosh, I just wish I could feel excited again. Wish I could feel more just awake. Something feels just numb. Maybe, right? And it's got you stuck. Hangman. Okay? This is what I'm seeing. Sad, numb, stuck, dejected, and a bit hung upside down. Now, there may be people in your life that would look at you and say, huh? Oh, she's fine. He's fine. They're doing their thing. But deep down, is that true? Because Pisces, I can see here in the next line, 9 of Wands. You've gone a long, hard road of trying and trying and trying again. And it's like there's just a bit more to go before you finally realize what it's been about. The oasis. You're getting there. You will find it. You're close at the 9 of Wands. You really are. And this card says, above all things, do not give up. That's why she has such a facial expression of just indignation, right? She's like, nothing or nobody that's gonna stop me now, right? That's what I don't know why I just heard that. Anyway, and then with the 5 of Wands, but maybe you're fighting with yourself too. It may not be that that life has just been so hard. Maybe it's about that your attitude, that your emotional well-being, your moods have been affected, right? It's not like, oh man, another hardship. Okay, I can figure this out. This too shall pass. New day, I'm fine, right? We can do that for a while until we take too many losses. And then we start to fight with ourselves about whether it's all even worth it. And maybe life just kind of sucks. So be careful, right? Because you want to make sure that you're not allowing dejection to become depression. And if it's already become depression and defensiveness and complications with others and just arguing with yourself, arguing with others, maybe it is really time for a serious timeout for you. Where you can, I love this. I saw this on the table, and then now I can show you. So that you can go out all alone, like I said, like the hermit, into the desert, and face yourself. And face yourself, Pisces. There's some things you need to ask yourself here. You know, I hear you saying things like, well, what does it all mean? And what is it all for? And what am I trying to, what's the point? You know, I give and I'm kind to people, I'm nice to people, I try to get excited, I try to pick myself up and be in a good mood, and then other days I just can't even find my toothbrush. It's like life, everything is confusing and out of place, and I'm uncomfortable, and I feel the sense of being disjointed and out of sorts, falling all over myself, just trying to get through a day. So Pisces, honestly, I just want to encourage you. I want to encourage you because At one time or another, every single member of the zodiac wheel, from Aries to Pisces, at one time or another goes through this, right? We all go through it in the God clock, right? In the astrological wheel, or I guess looking at me, this would be that you're right. I'm doing it counterclockwise. Okay, so anyway, going around the astrological wheel, we all go through pretty similar things, but at different times. Okay, unto everything there is a season, and this is a season. It's been a dry season, but I don't think it's going to last much longer because of this Nine of Wands. It's almost time. But before you can lay down the burden that's really been getting in your way and tripping you up, center of your reading today, Five of Wands, it's been tripping you up. You really need to do some of this facing yourself thing. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you or that you need to redeem yourself from anything. I'm not saying anything like that, Pisces. I'm saying, what is it about yourself that you just aren't acknowledging? What have you just not been able to acknowledge at this point? Because there are things coming in for you. There's good news, there are opportunities, and I don't want you to miss them. Right? You don't want to miss your opportunities because you're so dejected or depressed that you don't even think it's probably not even worth it. I don't want you to feel that way. So while you're hanged man and hermit, take that time to ask yourself what you need to put yourself back together. Okay? Go back to your nest in order to find this this truthful moment inside of yourself that you need to. That's what I'm saying. This is water. There's no framework in this puzzle. There are no lines of definition in this reading. It's just a reading of questions for you. Like, are you okay, Pisces? How have you been feeling? You want to talk? Do you need to be alone? It's that. It's all of that. Down the vertical, Five of Cups, Nine of Wands is sad and defensive, not really letting people in because life has beat you down. And yet, you're getting a hand from the universe. Something's coming in for you, all right? It's just, I'm not sure you're going to see it yet. Maybe somebody will give you the perfect Christmas present and it'll really brighten your mood. But right now, you're just not feeling it. That's what I'm seeing from this reading. You're just kind of not feeling it, and that might make you fight with yourself over that. Don't feel guilty, okay? Your feelings are your feelings, and they can be acknowledged as your truth. You can say to yourself, it's okay that I'm sad, even during the holidays. It's okay that I haven't been able to really pick myself up and be all enthusiastic, because really I've been feeling pretty down and fighting with myself over it, feeling guilty. I know I should be enthusiastic and have the Christmas spirit or the Hanukkah spirit or whatever it is, but right now during this hanged man moment, this pause, and it may be even Venus retrograde, it may take some time, a little bit of time, while you're really walking your walk, okay? You might feel confused, but don't forget that during this time, you get to choose who you're going to be. You get to choose what you're going to do. You get to choose what 2020 is going to look like for you. Because whatever this is about, fighting with yourself, you can take that wand away, and that wand away, and that wand away, and decide the one wand that you need to lay down the burden and to get to the place you need to be, to get to, finally, that beautiful pool of water that you've been looking for. So, Pisces, I know that this kind of reading is difficult to hear, and maybe you didn't even listen all the way. I hope. If you did, thank you. I just really, really hope that you give yourself the time you need, the patience and the tolerance, the empathy, the compassion, that it's okay when we are in this moment in life, because it's only then that we actually learn how to adapt to the environmental changes. We have to dig deeper for the water, for the love. We have to find food somewhere, and then open up a cactus. We have to get innovative, try new things. And that's what this reading is about for you. Pisces, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. And I will talk to you soon after the holidays are over, maybe before. I might do an oracle reading for you guys. Anyway, thank you so much. And I want to wish you kindness, reverence, gratitude, and peace this holiday season. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.